NAMM 2019. This is Conrad, and we're here with Julio from Qubit. Julio, tell us a little bit about what you guys are showing today.
All right, so we're going to be showcasing our new modules for the year of 2019. We have our Prism, our Chord, and our Bloom modules. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Prism. So this is a multi-dimensional signal processor with full stereo input and output. So you can look at this as, like the name implies, a prism-shaped audio buffer. And each side of the prism gives you a different parameter to mess with. Easiest way to also conceptualize it is using time-based effects. So when we have audio running through the prism, we have 3 different axes to control. So we have the comb, the time, and the decimate control. The time knob essentially lets us choose the size of the prism itself. So it will like account for like the different kinds of reflections you're going. So at higher time parameters, you can get like a really fast. It's
kind of like the speed of the wobble, essentially.
It's the speed of the repeats. And then when you have it slower, it's like more like a traditional delay, which is pretty cool, as you can hear it.
Yeah.
And then up here, you get some really crazy filtering. You also got a decimate control, which can reduce the audio resolution, get you some like cool, like dirty sounds. Another cool thing about it is that you have a freeze button that lets you freeze the incoming audio and creates like a little momentary loop. So it's like a cool little like stuttery effect, and you can affect it in real time. Pretty cool. And you can do all crazy stuff with the other parameters in the mix. So aside from the time-based effects, we also have a state variable filter. So up here we can have a choice of low-pass filtering, high-pass filtering, and band-pass filtering. You can also have it just completely out of the circuit, so you can only get the prism effects going. And you also have the option to make the prism's filter before or after the effects. So if you want things to ring out and stuff, you can have it after. Or if you want to close the effects, you can have the filter after the effects.
So what about the Chord and Bloom effects?
So the Bloom is actually the successor of the original Chord, which was twice as big and had less functionality. We brought it back with a smaller size, which is a lot easier when you're trying to save real estate for your modular setup, and it has way more features. So most of the new features include a new selection of waveforms. So before, we only had traditional waveforms like sine waves, triangle waves, square waves, and saw waves. But now we have a whole bank of like cool wavetables. You can do a lot of like vocal sounding waveforms and organ sound. You can also upload your own wavetables into the unit itself with a micro SD card, which is pretty cool. Another thing it has, before the Chord wasn't able to harmonize in minor. We can do that now. So let me demonstrate that real quick. So right here, we're gonna start harmonizing with itself. So instead of just giving us single chords, like so, you hit the harmonize button.
And would you mind showing us like kind of like how it could transition between like different effects?
In terms of the chord, so you can do like different kinds of waveforms.
on. Well, thank you very much, Julio, for giving us a little bit of what you got, and hope you guys have a good one.